What's up, everybody? Michael Silva here to do some technical analysis on the S&P 500. We are looking at the SPX. We're going to go over the daily time frame and the 30-minute time frame just to see where the market might be heading and map out some support and resistance areas heading into tomorrow and the rest of the week. Let's get into it. All right, we are here on the daily time frame. Big day in the markets today, gapped up and moved higher, pretty much closing on the high of the day. Still within this wedge pattern that we drew out last week. So I just left it up there just to have it on. It does look like it closed the gap on the island reversal, reaching as high as 31.8260 today, which did close in that gap. Doesn't look like it offered up too much resistance. It did bounce from it midday, which we'll look at on the 30-minute time frame. Overall, it looks like it wants to head higher, but it is heading into some very big areas of resistance. We have this red trend line here. If we go back in the history of the chart, we talked about that on last week's video. And then we have the top of the island reversal pattern, which is also a big area of resistance, that basically 3,200 up to 3,234. And then if we can really get above this red trend line right here, I do see that the price, if it closes above it, we can easily head up to 3,400, which is the previous high for the stock market. It might get caught up right here within this window because there is somewhat of a gap there. And typically when you reach to close the gap, there offers up some areas of resistance. It definitely seems like this market is a buy the dip type of market. That has been what has been taking place. The up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it has been offering up a lot of good opportunities to buy the dip. Is that going to continually be the case? I guess we'll find out. So there's always very important to monitor your risk. It does look like 3,000 is the main area still of support, and then potentially even a little bit higher, 3050, 3020. Those areas right there, looks like it's starting to build up a solid base for even more support. So if we do get a pullback, which it does, this is a pretty overextended move pretty quickly to the upside in just a matter of 5 days. We might see that pullback sooner than later, but I don't think it's going to be some significant crash. I think that we might see a potential pullback down to 3020 to 3,000 maybe again, and then it would be a good opportunity to potentially buy in again with a tight stop loss for a good risk versus reward trade. Let's hop into the 30-minute time frame to just get an idea of some support and resistances heading into tomorrow. All right, so we are here at the 30-minute time frame. These purple lines right there is that rising wedge pattern that we kind of had out on the daily. And as you can see, it's still interacting within that. So it's still a pattern that could potentially be in play. We need to wait for tomorrow and potentially the remainder of the week to see if it actually plays out. As far as support and resistance goes, well, the 3150, we gapped right over that today. The market didn't want to test that level again, which it did over here. It just said, the heck with it, I'm gapping over it, and it moved higher, creating a bull flag like so throughout the day. And then at the last 30 minutes or so, it did break out to move to the upper part of resistance, which was, we were calling it 3080. And it got, as high as 3182. So 3182 is going to be our resistance heading into tomorrow. The price is right by it. So keep an eye on the 3200 level as well. We're going to mark that as an area of resistance. Now, as far as support goes, well, within technical analysis, once resistance is broken, it then becomes support. So 3150 is now support. And then it does look like this area has created somewhat of an area of support as well. And we're going to call that 3165 just for round, make it easier. 3165 will offer up an area of support. And let me explain why. It does look like it had resistance right here within the chart. We gapped up here, moved higher, and then it came down to back test it and really started moving higher from that particular point in time. All right, so that is the areas of support and resistance we want to keep an eye on for going into tomorrow. We have 3150 as the more major area. We have 3165, which is area of resistance right here, and then act as support right throughout this range. And then we have 3182, which we were saying basically 3080. It's basically the price is right there sitting on it. So keep an eye on that kind of range up to the 3200 area. And then we obviously have this purple trend line right here. That purple line is really just there to see if this actually is a rising wedge pattern. We're going to keep it there until it's either one, broken, or two, I see a different pattern form. That is all I have for you guys on today's S&P 500 stock market update. I do these Monday through Friday, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Every Saturday, I throw out my weekly watch list and show you the stocks that I'm looking at for potential swing trades or day trades. That is all I have. I will see you later. Bye.